Mock work. Does it get you business? As we think about launching a business, obviously one of the first questions is, how do I actually get my first paying clients? Let's talk about mock work. So first things first, before we get into mock work, is you need to define your offer. This is very you specific. You need to define your offer, who your clear dream client is, audit your skill set, and your attitude. If you're launching your creative business as a graphic designer, copywriter, photographer, event planner, virtual assistant, whatever's your jam, one of the first things you need to establish is the type of clients you want to work with and the type of work you want to be doing. For example, I knew when I started my business that I wanted to make videos for business owners, not wedding videos. So whenever I talked about my business, I was very clear. I make videos for business owners wanting to showcase their expertise. And if somebody asked me about weddings, I'd say, nope, that's not my primary focus. Before you make mock work, you'll want to define your offer and clarify your pricing. I'll be making another video on pricing, so stay tuned for that one. Something only you can answer before creating mock work is, what's your skill level? You need to audit your skill set. By doing mock work, what's your primary focus? Are you building up your portfolio, or is your aim to get clients? Either way, I highly recommend treating mock work like real work. Make a plan, think through the details, set a timeline, and share about it. So what is mock work? Mock work is an example of the service you provide. Simple as that. It's demonstrating what service you provide with a visual example. Let's break it down with some examples before we get into why it's so important. Okay, if you're a photographer and let's say you've always wanted to shoot weddings, let's get creative. Grab your wedding dress or a friend who has one and snap some mock previews. Grab a wedding invitation, a ring, and make a list of shots that might be included for a wedding preview album. Get to shooting and practice. If you're a graphic designer, pick one of your favorite coffee shops or eateries and redesign the logo, preferably one that seems a little dated or aged. Think through the aesthetics of the restaurant and the vibe you get when you're in there, and create a primary logo. Something that simply explains the brand. Mock it up on a mug or a coffee bag. If you're a copywriter, you might want to work for a podcast host. Try listening to one of your favorite episodes, and from that show, write an email that points to the podcast and takeaways you'll learn when you listen. Or another one for a copywriter is to find an entrepreneur who wants to grow their business. One of the biggest values of a copywriter is to take the writing off the plate of an entrepreneur by writing emails or blogs. You can look at an entrepreneur who's in a line of work you'd want to work with and find common themes or topics they talk about. Practice writing a blog or an email for that type of business owner. If you're an event planner, think about a dream event, preparing a proposal design setup. Imagine a guy who's about to propose reaches out to you and asks for your help. Set some parameters, location, questions to ask him, budget. Either you can go 100% through the effort to set it up, or you can simply make a mood board. If you do set it up, you can ask friends of yours to pretend to propose, and you can take photos of the design and the moment. It could be helpful to track how many hours it took you in total. With a mood board, you could visually show what the setup might look like. Now you have a mood board example and photos showing your beautiful design. If you're a virtual assistant, you could paint a picture of all the things you'll help take off your client's workload. This one is a little bit different, but I would recommend for starters, you could record a video of you working on your computer and then add text saying all the tasks that you take off your client's plate. Email responses, uploading a blog, scheduling an email sequence, caption writing for social media, planning your client's calendar for the next week. The list goes on and on. Or you can compare a business owner's life before hiring and after hiring you by making a graphic on Canva. For example, the before might say the business owner was working till 9 p.m., jumping from task to task to get all the to-dos done, sending emails weeks late, versus now that they've hired you, they set boundaries to stop working at 5 p.m. They have the ability to focus on growing their business, and they only check their emails once a day. Mock work takes creativity, but it's so worth it. Now let's dig deeper into why mock work is important for you and your ideal clients. Why is mock work important for you? What it does for you is it gives you examples, it builds a portfolio of final products for you to see what you're able to create. It gives you more content and it shows your process. Like it's helpful if you don't have a ton of paying clients right now and you film your process. It also helps you give you an understanding of your process, how long things take, and if you second guess yourself, how looks come together or your editing style. What it does for your clients is it allows clients to visualize what working with you looks like. It shows them tangible so they can see what you offer. You can see the transformation of not working with you versus working with you. Mock work will help you and your client understand your style, and it will help them see the potential for business growth or getting it off their to-do list, whatever is your creative jam. Now, does it get you business? Yes, it can if you do it right. This has gotten me some of my biggest consistent clients. Now, it took patience and reaching out to the right people, but I can list several of my retainer clients today that originally started as just a mock fun thing that I would do. So for example, Marriage 365, I've worked with them for over 3 years, almost 4 years now. And initially when I connected with them, it was through somebody that I was working with at the time. And she said, hey, they have a videographer right now, but they're great people to know who are in your space of using video. So why don't you connect with them? So I reached out to Casey and Megan and they ended up inviting me over on a film day. So on a film day, I got to see their setup, meet their previous videographer, and they actually handed me several copies of their books. Now from their books, I thought, okay, what would help provide them value? So I called in a friend of mine and we actually created this mock video of what an ad might look like for one of their books, 365 Connecting Questions for Families. And I just made this as a fun project. I probably spent an hour shooting with the family and an hour editing, and then emailed it to Casey and Megan, said, hey, I had so much fun meeting you. Thanks for the copies of the book. I threw this together. This is just a little teaser of what working with me might look like. And sure enough, I was patient. And months later, when their videographer needed to transition out of working with them, they called on me because I was someone who had provided them value and they saw what it looked like to work with me. So this is just an idea of an example of what it looks like to use mock work really strategically. Again, I didn't expect that right off the get-go I would be booked with them, but I had the opportunity, they gave me one of their products and I thought creatively about how I could showcase my expertise and highlight their product. And so how we could actually work together. And this helped, along with other things, like it came from a strong referral. They saw what it looked like to work with me. I was available at the time. And all these things work together to really land dream clients. Now, it takes patience, reaching out to the right people, which is, again, why I say you have to have a good attitude when you approach mock work. Don't expect it to automatically get you business. You need to be smart about how you showcase mock work. Now, how do you use mock work to get clients? The first thing I would say is post the work, but don't say, I worked with this company. Say, I'm practicing my skill by highlighting this company. You can post about your process. This is why filming yourself doing the steps is important. It gives you content to post about. Another way that it can get you actual work is if you email it to the company. Again, have a positive attitude. Again, that mindset of whether or not this will eventually lead to booking a client. Approach this project as professional as you can by outlining the details, setting a timeline, and understanding your process better. If you want to learn more about how this translates to getting paid clients, download my freebie, Book Consistent Clients. If you found value in this video, I want you to keep building momentum to launch your business. Be sure to get on my email list so you don't miss more videos like this one. All right, catch you later.